everyone. Today we embark on an exciting journey into the world of Bangla script that is embedded in history and shaped by centuries of evolution. With every graceful curve and deliberate stroke, it tells the tales of art, identity, and resilience. Together, we will uncover the history of the script, delve into the Bangla alphabet, and explore its unique characteristics, immersing ourselves in the beauty of a language. Typologically, Bangla script is of Abugida type. In each alphabet representing a Bangla consonant, there exists a vowel by default. In other words, this default vowel is intrinsic to any Bangla alphabet representing consonants. Most of the cases, this default vowel is O. For example, the Bangla alphabet representing consonant K also has an O vowel intrinsic to it, even if it is not explicit in the orthographic representation of K. This is the most striking feature that makes Bangla script different from any alphabetic system of writing like English. Take the example of ball from English. This orthographic representation ball requires 4 different alphabets to represent the concept of ball as a written text. Whereas, for being a Abugida type script, Bangla requires only 2 alphabets, Ba and La, to transliterate the same word ball in Bangla. Like other scripts derived from Brahmi, each Bangla alphabet representing a consonant has an inherent vowel sound, which can be modified or removed using diacritical marks. These diacritical marks are placed above, below, before, or after the consonant to change the vowel sound or suppress it altogether. The absence of the inherent vowel in the consonant is marked by a virama or halanta sign below the consonant. For example, Ka equals to Ka plus O. This default vowel can be replaced by the other vowels with the use of their corresponding diacritic marks, such as Ka, Ki, Ki, Ku, Ku, Kri, Ke, Koi, Ko, Ko. Vowels, when they can occur independently, are written as standalone letters. There is no concept of capital or small letters in Bangla. The script is characterized by many conjuncts, upstrokes, downstrokes, and other features like matra, phala, ref, and kar. Matra is an important concept in Bangla orthography. It can be of 2 types, namely Ardhamatra and Purnamatra. All these issues will be discussed in a greater detail as we get deeper into the discussion of Bangla alphabets. Before getting into the description of Bangla alphabets and their distribution in the environment of a word, a line of statutory warning needs to be issued about the phonetic and orthographic representations. Please note, orthographic reality does not always reflect the phonetic reality of a speech sound, mainly because of the reason that orthography is relative to vision, whereas phonetic is specific to the audition. An example will help us to an understanding of what we have claimed just now. In the orthographic representation of ki, the grapheme Hoshikar precedes the grapheme ko because of being processed visually. Contrary to this, in the phonetic representations of ki, the phone ko precedes the phone corresponding to the graph Hoshikar. To develop an understanding of all these issues specific to the Bangla script, the learner is expected to be dedicated and hardworking. With this, our task of setting the stage for the introduction to the Bangla alphabets is ready for the further discussions. In today's class, we will have a look into the Bangla Shoroborno, that is vowel letters, and Banjan Borno, that is consonant letters. The Bangla script features 11 Shoroborno and 40 Banjan Borno. Bangla writings go from left to right. Conjunct letters or Juktakhor are also formed by combining two or more consonants. However, a consonant letter is written as a part of a conjunct may greatly change from the form it has when written alone, may have several forms for use in a conjunct, and may have only a single element such as a stroke or a curve of it appearing in a consonant conjunct. Sometimes there is no obvious resemblance between any of the elements of a consonant conjunct and any of the elements of the constituent consonants when written alone. We will look at these issues in a greater detail with specific examples drawn from Bangla language. Let's take a brief look into the history of Bangla script. The Bangla script is derived from Brahmi, one of the two ancient Indian scripts, and particularly from the eastern variety of Brahmi. The North Indian form of Brahmi Lipi developed in the 4th and 5th century CE, popularly known as Gupta Lipi. Later on, the Gupta Lipi was divided into Purbi and Poshchima. The Purbi form later on again divided into eastern and western parts. In 6th century CE, from the western form, the Siddho Matrika script developed. From Siddho Matrika script, the Kutira Lipi developed. Sukumar Sen, a renowned Bengali linguist, inferred that from Kutira Lipi, the Bangla script evolved. Bangla script followed a different line of development from that of Devanagari and Orient scripts. But the characters of Bangla and Assamese scripts generally coincides. By the 12th century CE, the Bangla alphabet was nearly complete, although natural changes continue to take place until the 16th century. Some conscious alterations were also made in 19th century. The Bangla alphabets or Bangla Bornmala is derived from the Brahmi alphabet. It is closely related to the Devanagari alphabet, from which it started to diverge in the 11th century AD. Though Devanagari and Bangla both evolved from the same ancestral Brahmi script, over time the two scripts gained their own sense of style. Where Devanagari has curves, Bangla often has points. The current printed form of Bangla alphabet first appeared in 1778 when Charles Wilkins developed printing in Bangla. A few archaic letters were also modernized during the 19th century. Bangla has two literary styles. One is called Sadhu Bhasha, which is elegant language, and the other is Cholito Bhasha, which is current language. The former is the traditional literary style based on the Middle Bengali of 16th century, while the latter is a 20th century creation and is based on the speech of the educated people in Calcutta. The difference between the two styles are not huge and involve mainly forms of pronouns and verb conjugations. The Bangla graphemes are arranged based on place of articulation. Velar, palatal, retroflex, dental, and labial. Each row consists of 5 graphemes, voiceless, which are called Oghosh, followed by aspirated counterpart Mohapran, and then voiced, followed by its aspirated voiced counterpart or mahapran. Each column ends with the corresponding nasal consonants, which are called nashikko. This gives a total of 25 stop consonants. These 25 consonant letters of Bangla alphabet system can be arranged in a very scientific way. 5 rows can be formed by taking all the 25 consonants where each row consists of 5 consonant sounds. The rows are called borgo and each row is named after the first letter of the row like ko borgo, cho borgo, to borgo, to borgo and finally po borgo. Let's look at ko borgo as for example. Ko borgo has ko, a voiceless that is aghosh borno, followed by its aspirated that is mahapran counterpart kha, and then voiced that is ghosh borno ga, followed by its aspirated voiced counterpart that is mahapran gha, and finally nasal or nashikko borno wa. You can check the table for the detailed information. These consonants are distinguished from each other along the dimensions of aspirated, unaspirated and voiced, unvoiced dichotomies. Although there are letters which represent short and long vowels, they do not have any distinctions when it comes to pronunciation. For example, Roshoi and Dirghoi are used as E sound. Rosho and Dirgho are used as U sound. Bangla script has 2 letters for representing the sound jaw in English. One is Borgio jaw and another is Ontostho jaw. They have the same pronunciation, but different letters are used to denote the different place of articulations. Then comes Boishono Ra, such as in Rabon, which is a mythical character. Next, Law, such as in Loha, which means iron, and then Ontostho Ba. Orthographically, it is same as Borgio Ba, but phonetically, it has a sound like Wa, whereas Borgio Ba has a sound of Ba, similar to Ba in English word ball. Ontostho Ja, Boishono Ra, Law and Ontostho Ba are called Ontostho Borno. There are 3 alphabets in Bangla which correspond to sa-like sound. All these have the default pronunciation of Sha, like in Sham, which means Lord Krishna. They are Talobbo Sha, Murdhanya Sha and Donto Sha. Additionally, Talobbo Sha and Donto Sha make the sound Sa before another consonants. Donto Sha also represents the sound Sa in loanwords, especially from Arabic, Persian and English. There is another consonant which is Ha in Hati, which means elephant. Next is Doishono Ra, as in Shikar, means root. Doishono Ra, as in Ashar, means a month in Bengali calendar. Though in formal speech they are pronounced as flaps, most colloquial speakers pronounce them similarly to Boishono Ra. Orthographically, there are 3 alphabets corresponding to Ra sound in Bangla, but phonetically there are distinctions in reducing in native speech. Next is Ontostho A. It has multiple uses because the vowels A, A cannot occur in the middle of a word. Antasthva is used in vowel diacritics to represent those sounds. For example, shoa, which means to sleep, is spelled as taliboshoi okar and untusthoi akar, not taliboshoi okar and a. The last four alphabets in Bangla orthography is Khondatta, Onushar, Bisharga, Chandrabindu. They carry a very distinct but unique feature in Bangla orthography. As we conclude today's session on the introduction to Bengali script and alphabet, I believe you found the material insightful. You may have observed that certain characters bear a resemblance to one another, which could initially seem a bit overwhelming. However, there is no need for concern. In our next class, we will approach these letters through the principle of shape similarity, a method that will undoubtedly facilitate both retention and comprehension. We look forward to seeing you in the next session.